Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. I hope you're having a marvelous Monday. Another beautiful day here in South Florida. I had a very active weekend, and I just realized I still got a Red Sox jersey hanging instead of AJ Dewey. But hey, it's baseball season 2. It's all good. Life is great. And you guys are great. It was a fun weekend. I walked in the 5K with Bobby Finstock, Bobby Melendez, but known as Bobby Finstock of the Finstock Sports Network. It was a great time walking with him on the team of Big E, 305 Sports Babe, and a whole bunch of too many to name, or I forget some people, but they were the captains. And I personally walked with Bobby the whole way. So it was a fun time. Super great meeting a lot of them the night before at Brews Room. And if you don't know what Brews Room is, it's Bob Buzinski's establishment. He was a good player, number 59 for the Miami Dolphins back in the day, one part of the Killer Bees, Bob Buzinski. So we all met up there on Friday night in Pembroke Pines. So that was cool. Really fun weekend. And yesterday, I hit it over to Fort Myers, Florida, which is on the other side of Florida for you guys that don't know where I am. I'm on the east side in Pembroke Pines. Drove over there with my son, caught some spring training action. It was a lot of fun, and I had a really fun weekend. Walking in the 5K taught me I need to get more in shape, because the next morning I only walked, didn't jog, didn't do anything like that, and my legs were still a bit sore. It was fine that day, and then when I woke up, get ready to go to baseball, I'm like, oh, what's the matter with my legs? And I remember my butt got more exercise than it normally does. So that was fun. That was cool. And it's something I would do again. And if you guys live in the area, or even like Bobby, travel all the way down here to just do that, I highly recommend it. All the money goes to the Fighting the Cancer. Really good event they put on. Well managed. I know we can pick on them from their football perspective on being well managed, but from this event, really well managed, really good time, and it was great. A all day for my phones to die. My phone died. I got one picture of Ali Ingle, and then my phone died. Really stinks, because I got to go upstairs with Big E and 305 Sports Babe and the Heavy Hitters Club, and all kinds of Dolphin players walking around, and my phone was dead as a doornail. But it's memories. That's all that really matters. I had a really good time. Matt Moore was there. Kim Bolkemper, the owner himself, all of them were up there. It was really cool, fun stuff. So I can't complain. Hey, Aquavision. Hey, Back It Up, Ben's podcast. Bing, Finn, up to you guys for dropping here early this Monday morning as everyone's work week is getting going. And don't worry, Jeff, I will get in one of your baseball spaces in the very near future. And it's just yesterday, I was actually at a baseball game. So it was a fun day over there. Good morning, G-Man. Good morning, Anthony. You guys rock. I kind of like it, but the only thing I don't like about it, I wish it was more like Hard Knocks and it was actually weekly. We have to wait until next year to see how it goes. And if the Red Sox season goes as I expect, sorry, guys, I think my camera is all crooked there. If it goes I suspect it's not going to be the best of Red Sox seasons, but hey, it's still my team, so I will watch it. But it's going to be kind of disappointing, kind of watching like Hard Knocks after the Dolphins lose. Like they're a lot more fun episodes when you know they're going to win and you see the week's preparation, and then they win. You're like, oh, I love this episode. And then when you know they're going through all this and you're going to lose, you're like, oh, whatever. This stinks. Hey, Timothy, big thumbs up to you. Oh, shake money in the house. Another beautiful day in his neck of the woods, I'm sure. I was in kind of, I guess, I don't know exactly where he's from, but I was in Fort Myers yesterday. I don't think that's too far from his neck of the woods. It was a beautiful day over there in Fort Myers. Hardly a cloud in the sky as I took in some Red Sox spring training action. And it was a whole bunch of fun. They actually played Minnesota yesterday, but there was a split squad. So half the team was playing the Braves, but I was at the Minnesota when they were taking on Minnesota. Yeah, the Minnesota also spring trains in Fort Myers. So there's that fact. But anyway, yep, basically, yep, I went right across 75, Sawgrass, whatever you want to call it. Zoomed. It's so much better than it used to be getting over there ever since that sucker opened, man. I just hop up on I-75, take that sucker. Well, from where I live, I actually hop on US 27, hop on the whatever you want to call it, Alligator Alley, Sawgrass Expressway 75, which doesn't really correlate because it's really going east west, but they still keep the I-75 designator, and you're hitting, west across Florida. But yes, it was a lot of fun. Easy to get over there these days. I have friends who are hardcore and they don't feel they think Boston is going to win. They've been, I mean, winning. No, they may even be in last place. They've been in last place the past 2 seasons for whatever reason. They're playing small market mentality. I love their lineup, but their pitching just doesn't get when there's anyway. I got a baseball show every Friday, 10 a.m. So we would talk baseball on those days. But there's plenty of options out there for my Red Sox to get. They just don't want to spend the money. Yeah, I like Naples is a beautiful area. Actually, I ate on the way back after the game. I stopped off in Naples to hit up a Culver's. So, yes, healthy eating, but hey, it was good, perfect for a day after baseball, and headed back across to my side of the state. I love the west coast of Florida. Unfortunately, it's gotten as big as crowded as it didn't used to be that way, but now there's as crowded and as many people that hit over to Fort Myers area, Naples, Marco Island. Forget it. You got to have tons of money if you want to live on Marco Island now. Back in the day, it wasn't so much. It just exploded over there. Yes, I'm trying to get Justin on. Getting Justin on. He's in the room. You can say, ask him. I'm trying to get him in. I may be able to ring his arm and pull his arm to get him in here for 1 or 2 shows, Anthony. I know he brings good draft content. He did talk because I asked him about one player and he did a whole scouting report for me on it. I haven't gotten to it completely to write it up yet, but I asked him about this Iowa kid, the cornerback. That's Cooper DeJean, who's like I've seen mocked in the first round a whole bunch of times. I'm like, oh man, who and a couple of times to us, which isn't out of the realm. I don't think cornerback is our top need, but you can make a case as today's episode is going to talk on Xavier Howard, no longer on the team. Cam Smith's the unknown. So, and Ogbah, as you guys know, this is all old news by now, but I haven't been on air since then because I had my baseball show on Friday when all the news really basically started coming out. And this is my first time talking Miami Dolphins football on here. But both of those moves, none of them come as a surprise. We knew Xavier Howard was going to be cut, and we knew it was going to be a post June 1st designation. Bingo bongo, it happened. And then Ogbah, we knew right away, how much money it frees up in the cap space. We tight against cap, put 2 and 2 together. You saw the Ogbah move coming. So both of them have contributed to the Dolphins over the past few seasons. Xavier Howard, up until that point, is the longest tenured Miami Dolphins player. I wish him well elsewhere, except for when he plays the Miami Dolphins. And hopefully he doesn't go to a division rival. Timothy and Dolphin Don in the house. Thank you for coming in this morning. It's always fun. As far as Xavier Howard, yes, he's going to be missed just because he's a long-term Dolphin, but his performance over the past couple of seasons hasn't been up there, whether you want to mark it due to age, injury, performance, because he's had lingering issues, but his pay is not up, his play is not up to his pay, unfortunately. And that's how the business of football has to be run. So he's a logical fit to cut, to designate, to free up some money down the road. Now, keep in mind, you can't spend that money right away. You have to wait till June 1st, but that will help with the draft class any lingering free agents out there that can help fill a roster at a decent price. The big ticket items would be long gone off the market by that time, but we will need to sign draft picks. So that money will come in handy. Ogbah's money is available right away. You can spend that, but we're still got to get under the cap. So we got lots to do. That's why I take the party boat if I go to Key West. It's a long drive. Yeah, no, it's definitely a long drive from where you are to Key West. Long enough from where I am here on the east, just going straight down the turnpike until the highway they call it, running through the Keys. But it's a long drive getting down to the Key. Hey, Franklin Sub, Big Fin Sup to you. Awesome to have you in here on this Monday morning. Wouldn't take that much from. Yeah, but we don't have much draft capital to begin with. G man, that where the problem lies. That's where the problem lies. As you can see, we got the first round, the second round, but nothing until the fifth, and then 2 in the sixth and 2 in the seventh. So you really don't have much unless you bank on next year's draft capital, but then you're getting in the same boat for next year. So you really don't have much. Now, if it's some super stud that's up there that you need to have, and he's like your one guy that thinks can get you going, then yes. But I don't know. To me, I just don't see it coming this time around, just because of the lack of draft capital. Because we already are going to go from the first and second round, and then all the way like 100 picks coming off the board before you pick again. That's just that's a punch in the gut when you need cheap talent on this up to the cap team, and you're letting all this young talent come off the board without you being in the dance. It's rough. I would be more of a proponent of trading back, if anything, but again, if you got that stud up there, you don't want to trade too far down because he's going to be there for the taking at 21. If you really got a guy you love, just take him. Don't worry about, we could have got an extra third maybe or an extra fourth. Doesn't matter. If it's someone you really love, just grab them, because you don't want to think you can slide down being smarter than everyone in the room, and then the other team grabs the guy you really wanted. Then you have to do the annual draft. Oh, we got the guy we wanted all along. That's what they always say. Every team in the NFL always gets the guy they wanted all along. That's what they would tell you every single year. I've never seen one where a general manager says, "Damn, we had to settle on this bum. All the other guys we wanted were gone." So no one's going to tell you that. So it's just is what it is. But I just can't see Miami trading up with the lack of draft capital. Can it be done? Of course. Where there's a will, there's a way. But I just don't see it making much sense from a logistics standpoint. Let's see. Hey, Adam, man, I didn't see you're a super hot hockey fan. Hey, but fins up. I know you're a Dolphins fan, but man, you're a hockey teams out there. I can say it's my hockey team, except for I only know like 3 players. I don't follow hockey, as you know. As you can see, I got my Ted Williams jersey back there, but I got the Red Sox side shown. But if I flip it around, you would see the number 9 back there, and then I got my Miami Dolphins stuff. So I'm not going to pretend to sit here and talk hockey or basketball. But I do appreciate when the South Florida teams outside of the Marlins, because I want the Red Sox, but even the Marlins, as long as, hey, I would love a Red Sox beating the Marlins in a future World Series. That'd be great for me. That'd be awesome. To South Florida team doing well, but just not well enough against my team. Or the Marlins, if they get there. I rooted for them against the Yankees when they got there. That was awesome. And then Cleveland Indians, it was fun and awesome when they won their 2 World Series. But hey, nothing like my team winning. Yep, the Panthers are on fire. And we're not talking the Carolina Panthers guy. We know they're not on fire. We're talking about the Florida Panthers, hockey style. Sabres are taking down the Panthers tomorrow night. Well, I don't know. I can't even talk trash. Guy, Adam, tell me. You can do the trash talking with Tua, because I don't even know if the Sabres are any good. Or Justin, you can tell me. I don't even know if Buffalo Sabre are any good. And I know one thing: if it's like the NFL and the Major League Baseball season. A regular season game is not that same as taking them down in the playoffs. But you guys can tell me if Michael's way out there or if the Sabres are having a good team this year. I really don't know. My Penguins are mediocre like the Dolphins. Did you know that the Penguins are that the Boston Red Sox ownership group is the same that owns the Pittsburgh Penguins? Let's see. Shake money. Golf and Don, good morning. Yes, good point on Port Charlotte. I missed whoever said something. Hey, I would take. You can make that total name up, and I would have to say, okay, I have to have my hockey fans chime in on your comments too, because Michael K. I should say. I should call you Tua just a bug and just Tua. You're Tua, and take the other part of the name out of there. But anyway, that is your goalie. You say he's hot. You know, for such off season, what has happened? I can drop a link here in a few minutes. Most definitely. You know what? I drop a link now. And remember, guys, my one disclaimer: we keep it nice, we keep it clean. You can have differences of opinion. That's all they are. Differences of opinion. No reason to call each other names. Timothy, I know I don't have to give you that disclaimer, but I just say it every time I drop a link because you never know. I don't mind friendly debates. I just don't want to make it sound like we're all boom, that we all know better than the other guy knows. Scotty, I hope Greer doesn't go the whole week with no moves and then dumps everything Friday afternoon again. So typical. I hope you're right. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this. I had moved my table and everything got kind of messed around. Anyway, I'm dropping the link. Guys, I dropped the link. But yes, I hope they start making their moves quick because Ogba and Greer, See, you got me thinking, Greer. Ogba and Howard are gone again. We can't spend Howard's money right away. But you know it's there. That's good because, like I always say, you got to try and sign that draft class and any lingering little nuggets that are out there that sometimes come in on the last minute and help your football team win games. Fill those spots that way. But for the big, I don't think any Dolphin fan should be holding their breath for a big off season of some big splash move. Can it be done? Of course, it can be done. But I think this team needs more filling in space, depth wise, and solid players throughout than one big diamond ring that you bring into the fold to make it look nice in the display case, but does it really help you win at the end of the year? So I don't see any moves, but like I say, with Stephen Ross and Greer, anything can happen because they will probably have enough money to bring in one big, beautiful prize. But I think it'd be more better well play bringing in more solid players. Think two solid players over one big superstar because whatever because those guys take up too much of the cap when you can bring in some other guys can contribute to a winning football team. And at the end of the day, isn't that all we want? A winning football team. I've had enough Dolphins win the off-season awards to laugh a lifetime, but I haven't had enough playoff winning and enough Super Bowls to last a lifetime. So I don't care about, they're the off-season winners. What does that get you? Unless you're really, truly every year the off-season winner and you know how to get that off-season winnings to performing on the football field, I don't want to hear about off-season grades anymore. Doesn't matter. I just want to see performance on the field dictate what we all grade them at the end of the year because that's what we're all here for. When you haven't won a playoff game since 2000, you know you're not doing something right when you got the longest streak in the NFL. When you're down, you used to be, oh man, we're mentioning the same breath as the Detroit Lions. Now Detroit Lions are talked in a much higher esteem than us, and now we're that team that's going to show up on the logo. Teams with the longest no playoff win, Miami Dolphins is going to be the number one guy. Hey, Shake Money. Hey, Shake, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you perfect. So you're over in the Fort Myers area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
West Coast.
Yeah. I was over there yesterday, man. It was a beautiful day, man. I was at JetBlue Park. So beautiful day, just off exit 131 off I-75. So beautiful stuff. So, but anyway, so what do you think of? I know it's no shocker, but Xavier and Ogba being gone.
Yeah, yeah. It was everybody was predicting that since last year.
Yeah, I know.
Even before the
Yeah.
year ended.
Yeah, no, I agree, man, and that's why I say, like you, Shake. I'm tired of talking about off-season victories, off-season winners. Oh, they did, they got the shiny new object. I just want wins come playoff time. Get to the playoffs again. Of course, you have to. So be good enough in the regular season to get to the playoffs, but then win
Yeah,
playoff games, Shake.
yeah.
Yeah. So Shake, you need to walk one day. Next year, you should plan on walking in the 5K, man. You and I can walk and talk Dolphins the whole 5K.
Yeah, I was gonna do that last year, but that shit came too fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good, man. It was fun. It was my first year ever doing it. It was a lot of fun, man. It was good stuff. I don't know. We got a whole bunch of people in there. So, do you follow hockey at all, Shake?
No, no, not at all. No, no.
Yeah, me either. No, neither do I. But I see them talking some hockey back there earlier, so I was
Well, the
wondering if.
only time I follow hockey is when the Panthers are in the playoffs. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So let's see. Lo-fi. What does she say? Dolphins sell us one big player, big splash sign and sell us. Yeah, every year that's what they do, man. We all buy into it. I know. We all say, "Oh man, I can't believe we got this." I mean, to me, we got Dolphin Don coming in. I let you guys. Hey, Dolphin Don.
What's good, everybody? Hey, good morning, Shake, man.
What's
Didn't know
going on,
the
Dolphin Don?
Steelers. I'm hanging in there, brother, man. I caught this terrible disease, man. For like, it held me down for a couple weeks, man.
Uh, well,
Uh,
I'm glad you're back up and talking with us.
Oh yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, Dolphin? Now, what do the Dolphins need to do to get to that next level where they actually win a playoff game?
You guys are gonna hate me for saying this, man, but I feel like we ought to do like the Patriots were doing for so many years. Uh, we got to cut bait with some of these high profile guys that are coming up, charging us a lot of money. Let them go, get the first round picks, and go from there.
So you're
Um,
mhm.
saying build it down like we just did this so would you just want to rebuild the whole thing all over again?
Not really tear it down to the core, but some of these guys that are coming up for huge contracts, we could cut bait with them, and I know Christian Wilkins, I'd love to keep him, but if I get 2 first round picks for him,
Yeah, but the thing is he's a free agent, so unless you get that tag on him and you got to get under the price to put a tag, and I don't think
mhm.
anyone's giving you 2 first round picks for Kristen. I think maybe a one
No.
and something.
Well, no, no,
But
no, no. You put the tag on him. That's my understanding. There's a
yeah,
tag you
right.
put
If a
on,
team signs him, I don't think a team's going to sign him to that if they know they have to give up 2 first round draft picks.
but then we
So
get him
Yeah,
for the price.
exactly.
We get him for the price we offer. Then you
yeah,
know
because you can put the franchise and then negotiate with a team and then take it. But there's no way a team's going to give you two. I mean, Kristen Wilkins is a great guy, but he's not the game changing guy you give up 2 draft picks for. So,
exactly, exactly.
that's where the Dolphins lie because really, I don't even know what tradable assets. I'm not even going to say Jalen Waddle just because that went crazy. But I mean, he is one of the names because everyone else who's really tradable on there that's a cheap contract a team's willing to take on because that's where you have to trade them because
You're
they
right.
don't want to give you like first round picks and then have to pay a guy 20, 30 million a year. So that's where the Dolphins kind of fall in kind of a bad situation. So
But
because
my
Jalen Phillips, they could have got something for him, but now he's coming off an injury, so no one's going to know what his status is. So, and I'm not saying trade any of those guys. I just don't see the reason. So I just say you got to restock what we have now and try to make another run and hope that not all of our edge rushers go out again and we have a horrible cornerbacks play and stuff like this. And then on the offensive line, just totally drop off from the face of the earth production wise when you were one of the good offenses throughout the year. Then December and January come around and so I don't know. It's just a lot of questions for a team that was built to win now, and there's still too many questions in my book, Shake.
my understanding of that tag is that those 2 first rounders come out of the ether. They don't come from the other team.
No,
Just say
no, the
they
other
took
team
somebody.
has to give up 2 first-round picks.
Ah,
So they have to give up their 2 first-round picks for. That's why you very seldom see the franchise tag teams pounce on those franchise tags. That's why teams place it because it's such a high asking that you have to give up your 2. Now, if you're like a really good team and you think you're going to be a really good team for the next couple of years, then those high picks may not be that high. But that's why you very seldom see a franchise tag. That's why players hate the franchise tag because it really puts a limit on their market. They just know that it limits the bidding for their long term play. So yeah, if it was just picks coming out of the league, yeah, of course everyone would be up there bidding away. But no,
well,
it's just
it's
that's your picks that you're giving up if you sign a franchise guy.
okay. Yeah, it was a transition tag that I was looking at. Sorry, man. I was a little bone foggy here.
Yeah. So
Or we could just hit him with the regular transition, get a second or third, or whatever you could get from.
yeah, I know. But we're gonna see. But no, you're right. But the hard thing about the franchise tag putting on them is the fact that you have to take that $20 million hit right then and there, and it's like we're already struggling to get under the cap. But we will
Yeah.
see if the restructures come here in the next few hours, maybe today, this week is a good week to start on it, guys. So I don't know. So let's see let me see chat real quick. He says there was a good report just the other day about Phil. Well, I didn't bug him because everyone and their mother. That's when I grabbed the picture of Alec Ingle. No one was talking to him. Him and Phillips were walking next to each other, but he was walking at least good and he was out there. So, hey, at least he's walking around. But as far as, you know, he just was telling people because he had to ask the same question. So he was just saying, a lot of work to do, guys. I still got a lot of work to do. That's what he was basically telling everyone. He goes, but I'm working at it. Alec Ingle, by the way, I can see why he was the Dolphins Peyton's. The Miami Dolphins Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee because he's a really cool guy. So talk to him just for a second or two. But they get swamped. So I don't want to be Mr. Fanboy. That's the only guy I got a picture with though, Alec Ingle, because my phone decided to crap
Mhm.
out. So I think somehow I left my phone on while I was doing the 5K and it was on the camera because the next day when I was going through, I go, what's all these? I had like 100 photos snapped inside of my pocket. So I think that's how I killed my battery without even knowing. I'm like, son of a gun. So, but oh well, it is what it is. But Shake,
Yes.
are you optimistic without getting into like moves and stuff? Are you optimistic about the 2024 Dolphins or just not
I
that
mean,
optimistic?
I'm optimistic every year. It is what it is.
I know.
I don't.
I think we all.
I can't control. I can't control what I can't control. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
I know. I try to be optimistic every year. This year, though, I'm not because this year, 2023, that we just finished that season, I got so hooked thinking that this team was different. I said on this show many times, this year team feels different. And then lo and behold, they broke my heart again. But yes, I still have hope that if they can come back, Dolph and Don, and I get your thoughts on 2024. But I feel like if they can come back and stay relatively healthy, they still have a good chance to compete. And in an improved AFC because we got Joe Burrow coming back, we got Aaron Rodgers coming back. Of course, we don't even
Yeah.
know how Aaron Rodgers is going to be at this age, coming off a serious injury behind that offensive line, but he still is a guy coming back. And it's going to be tough, Dolphin Don. So, what's your outlook on the 2024 Dolphins as we stand here?
I've been a Dolphins fan since I was a little boy watching the '72 Dolphins, and one thing has been true every year since then is the Dolphins will always surprise me.
Boy, watching
Always, they always surprise me. Like last year, they surprised me. The year before, they surprised me. I don't know what to expect. I'm just here for the ride. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of my favorite jokes is when I die, I'm gonna have the Dolphins as my pallbearer, so they can let me down one last time.
That's a good one, man. You can always tell my family, hey, when I finally go, I go, maybe the Dolphins will finally have a chance to win it all because maybe I'm their long living curse. I don't know. So I was thinking, hey, maybe that'd be it. But you never know, man. It takes one good year to just surprise you. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
I do have good faith in the coaching that we got. I do like the new defensive coordinator a lot better than I like Fangio, and I was actually one of the ones that actually liked Fangio. Or I thought he was going to be good, but surprise!
Yeah. Hey, I know. Hey, not to cut you off, but we got Timothy in the house. Tim, the
Morning.
big man. How
Morning,
are
Dolphin
you?
Thirsty.
What's up,
Morning,
Tim?
Shake Money. Morning, Dolphin Don.
What's up?
How y'all
Hey,
doing?
Timothy, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
So,
Quick
what are
question
your
for
thoughts
everybody.
on as we stand here on February 26th, what happened to be my dog's birthday, by the way?
Happy birthday to
Yeah,
your dog.
But anyway,
Yeah.
as we stand here on February
Actually, it's my brother's
26th,
birthday today.
oh, it's my
Oh.
wife's sister's
Happy birthday to your brother.
too. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's your brother's birthday, you said, Shake?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, cool.
Birthday.
Well, it's my wife's sister's birthday too, but I mentioned my dog first because my dog's here and the wife's not in the room, so I mentioned my dog first. Hey, Timothy. So, Timothy, how are you, and what's your outlook on the 2024 Miami Dolphins?
Okay, so I'm not mad at none of the cuts. For one, I wish that we'd have tried trading X when he was in his prime. That way we'd have get something back from him. But uh Xavier Howard wasn't the same as Xavier Howard, I would say maybe the last 2-3 years now. I mean, it's hard to tell whether that's injury or whether that's old age or he used to be a lockdown corner. Used to be.
Yeah, no, used to be. It's been a while. I know. I don't know what it is. Injuries, age, like you said, the same thing you just said. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is can be seen. He's not the same as he used to be for sure.
But question for you.
Yeah.
Well, question for all y'all. In order for this to be a successful all season, what has to happen and what needs to happen?
Well, I would let Shake Money. You can go first, Shake.
All the quarterbacks in our division have to get injured for the season. No. Oh man. I don't know. I would say either trade back and we'll get some more picks and that, or and we somehow managed to get Derrick Henry.
Yes, I'm with you. I was going to say that too.
I know Dolphin fans. That's one name I see a lot out there. Eric Henry, the Dolphin fans wanting him, and he would make an impact. It's just always going to come down to price. So, Dolphin Don, what are your thoughts from Tim's question?
Ooh, I like the Derrick Henry thing, but for me, let's go ahead and get Tua to a reasonable contract. Get that out of the way. Get some cap space going. It's something we could get out of in a couple of years if we had to. I hate to say it that way.
The thing is, I don't think Tua's going to want to take any discounts. So it's going to be. I hope it doesn't get too ugly because I do think they're going to eventually get something worked out. But I just don't see. He's not worth the money of the top flight quarterbacks. He's just not. I mean, because you want to be stuck like the Giants, paying Daniel Jones all that money. At least the Giants, I guess they were smart enough to make it just 4 years, but still, that's a lot of money to pay.
But I got a funny feeling if we don't pay him this year, we might regret it. Just like Greg always does. His late decision making always come back and bite us in the rear end.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah,
I know. But what's your thoughts?
And
where do you stand?
Tim.
One
thing I want to say too is we need a true center. We need a true center, not a guard masquerading as a center. A true center.
Yep.
Yes, I agree, Shake. That's why I think a lot of people love that kid out of Oregon coming out of the draft. I think that's why a lot of people just think have the Dolphins as like a perfect marriage. But now more and more mock drafts. Like I say, mock drafts are a mockery. No, none of us that are doing them really knows what's going to happen. But a lot of them have that Jackson Powers kids coming off the board before the Dolphins have been picked now. So who knows? So, but Timothy, what's your take on Tua? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't want this to become a Tua show, but what's your take on Tua for the long-term franchise quarterback of the Dolphins?
Man, we have to pay him for one. Whatever the numbers is, I don't want to get into the numbers, but we got to get ahead of the situation. Speaking of getting ahead of the situation, we got to sign or make a decision on two of our J's, whether that's Jalen Waddle Jalen Phillips or Javon Harlan. We gotta stop letting our players walk for free. We have to, um, like Shake Money said, we got to get a true center because I like Connor Williams. He was good after the snap, but before the snap, we all seen it. He had snapping issues. Um, Also, if if we can resign Hunt, Hunt is my biggest one I would resign.
Okay.
And you know what? And you know what was the if we do keep Connor Williams, we'll keep him at guard. So we'll have Hunt, and we'll have him at guard. And the most valuable part is, if God forbid our center gets hurt, guess what? We have a great backup now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No.
But I heard Connor Williams don't want to play guard though.
Well, he used to be guard, but yeah, I've heard that now that he thinks centers become his position. So I don't know. We will see. But he will go wherever whoever he pays him. So he will play whatever. But yeah, I've heard him say that too, though, that he wants to be the center.
Those
But
centers get paid more, right? That's
yeah,
probably
Yeah.
I think Scotty's or I don't know, Shake, you're putting me. I don't know if you're a good. I know Scotty's always a cap guy, but yeah, I think centers. That's why he's probably saying that because centers probably get paid more. It's not
Yes,
everyone. Yeah, what's that, Shake? Shake, what was your last? I missed it.
Shake sounds like he's on the go.
Yeah, he is. That's fine. Scotty says center has to be our top priority, in my opinion, too, as a pocket passer, and the biggest impact is being able to set up draft a top center. I agree, man. But now your guy, even Zach Frazier, Scotty, has dropped into many people's first rounds. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh,
So I saw it with Daniel Jeremiah. And again, these guys, they don't know any more than we know as far as who's going where. None of these teams are telling them, but they're just filling in needs with fits of teams that have obvious needs and then players that fit those needs and then some best player available. But now a lot of guys have Zach Frazier of West Virginia going in the first round. I'm like, man, Dolphins have no hope in this waiting for a second round guy then. So because they're all going to be off. Shake Money, thank you. If you're welcome to come back in, if you can come back in, thank you. But yeah, I agree. A lot of guys in the chat over here, I'm seeing they're all saying center's the big need. Scotty says Hunt is his top priority as far as re-signing players. So we have that. I agree on that's where I agree. That's why I remember what he says because I am with Scotty. I think we really need to sign Hunt to solidify that right side of the line with Austin Jackson and Hunt, and then work on the rest of the offensive line. But Tim the Finman or Dolphin John, what do you guys think though as far as draft? Do you think it's center or do you think they go somewhere else?
I think centers to be well. It's not depend how the board falls. Either center, we have a lot of needs. Let's be honest. Center, uh, defensive tackle. I wouldn't even be mad at outside linebacker.
oh yeah.
Oh no, you're another. That's another. I don't think any linebacker in this draft like jumps out at me in the first round, but maybe by the second round picks. Because I know there's a lot of people like the Trotter kid out of Clemson and stuff like this, but to me, I don't know. No one. We will see. I just don't see that many low per packet parts in today's NFL. You better have a ton of money to make that work. That's what Lo-Fi Amity NFT says. So, but
Well, for me, there's a cat named Cedric Gray from Carolina. He might be better than Trotter, but he's still like third roundish area. So if we could trade down, we could kill two birds with one stone. I think. But yeah, for
Yeah, I
me,
think trading down is the best scenario.
yeah, I
yeah.
know. I agree, but a lot of teams seem to be thinking that way in this draft. So it's not always a fine. You don't get as high as a price because teams maybe aren't willing to move up. But maybe in that part in the first round, someone starts to fall that some team just loves and they're just afraid he's not going to make it. And then that's what you need. You need someone else to fall in love with, someone that falls to 21. And then, that's how deals get made. So wait until you're on the clock. See how the board falls and let it ride and see what you can get. Because maybe someone is saying, oh my God, I didn't know this guy was going to be there at 21, but I'm picking at 27. let me move up, and then maybe that's where we can pick up an extra pick.
That's the Brock Bowers thing. Do you trade him? That's he's sitting there when you pick. Do you trade him or what do you do? Because you could get a haul for that guy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like again, I know some people have him. I've never seen him really fall out far down. But if he does, that's another position that you could use help at. And he's just that big dude. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if some teams is willing to maybe some team will really fall in love with him if he falls there, and it would be because we are weak in the draft after the second round. So if he can fill between 3 and 4 and get some picks in there somewhere, then it may be in your best interest to move because you have to think, okay, is this one guy going to really help us get over the hump, or are we going to have the rookie tight end learning scale? Most people don't come in like this kid in Detroit and start kicking butt at that position from year one. It's just unheard of. So if he did, so I can't say it's unheard of. It's just not common. And so who knows? None of us know. But yeah, that is a name out there, Dolphin Don. I know Dolphin fans would love if that kid fell to 21 and the Dolphins nabbed him for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, you go ahead, brother. Thank you.
So also, I feel like we could take advantage of this wide receiver heavy draft. We don't need to draft one in the 6th round or the 7th round. We can find a nice undrafted free agent because this year there's a lot of good wide receivers coming out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I agree. And I know that's why when I see some people mock receivers to the Dolphins, I agree to a point that no position would surprise me. But I just don't see any need for the Miami Dolphins to take any in the first round because then they're just going for more flash instead of crash. And you need some crash, you need some tough guys to toughen this team up, and you just need them to go out there and do it. But I'm with you, Timothy. There's no reason. But I've seen some people mock the LSU kid to us and some other kids at the receiver spot. But to me, it's just it would make no sense to take a receiver because you got so many needs. We all know offensive line. We all know linebacker, defensive line may become a very big need because we're not going to maybe have Raycon Davis. So who knows what we're going to have up front? So we got so many needs. If we take a receiver at first round, I'm just like, what are they doing? So I'm with you, Tim and Dolphin Don. That would just be almost like a waste of a pick to me.
Well, there's one kid out there, wide receiver, that's perfect for the Dolphins, and he's going to go late round somewhere. But he played with Drake May this year. That kid's name is Devontae Walker. They call him Tez Walker. That dude's got speed. He's a dog too. He's like a Steve Smith type receiver. Got a bit of nastiness to him. Man, catches everything he gets thrown to him. I don't know why he's not marked higher, but if
What's
y'all
his
want to,
draft? What's his like? What are they saying, or what round are they saying?
let me check real quick. I'll get it for you. Draft prospects. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
why, why
They're
is he
saying
not?
he's ranked 17, according to Bleacher Report, which is his Bleacher Report. They have him ranked 17. They're saying he's like a 4th round type pick.
Yes, which falls right in our wheelhouse, man.
Well,
I
we
don't
don't have a I don't 4, but yeah, we got the 5th in there. So yeah, maybe. Who
know.
knows? But that's why I said you need those filler in spots in the draft. It's just to me, 1st and 2nd is great, but man, when you go the 3rd and the 4th with nothing, it's just really hard.
It's just crazy to me that he's down so low.
Yeah. He
I,
says, Justin of Digging in the Trenches is Brock Bowers will not be sitting there when you pick. I tend to agree with that, but you never know on draft night. But I agree with Justin on that take. I don't think he falls to that point. But if he does, that's a name you would have to, go. Justin is saying he loves Jaden Daniels, the quarterback. Justin, that's a big thing. Coming, he was a not a two and there, but he was a big Tua supporter. He wanted the Dolphins to draft Tua. He liked all the work he had done on Tua. So for Justin to say that, I can't believe he's coming off Tua. So,
well, you know what? And it's weird because like KC somehow does it. Who saw Pacheco coming? Who even saw Mahomes coming? It was like I want to know what their mojo is over there. So that's what I want to get a hold of.
Yeah. No. That's why good teams stay good. I mean, even though the 49ers lost a couple of Super Bowls recently, they're in Super Bowls, and they just always can draft well. Because let's face it, the 49ers, no one's talking about them really screwing up, drafting this kid, Trey Lance, giving up 3 basically first-round picks for him to move up. The Miami Dolphins happen to have that pick and, do the Tunsil trade. So they trade 3 picks for him, basically blow that, but yet no one's talking about it being one of the worst moves ever because they still got to the Super Bowl with a guy they picked in the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. So it just shows that if you draft overall at all positions well, consistently, you can afford a miss here or there. The 49ers wholeheartedly missed on this Trey Lance kid. When you trade up 3 first-round picks, move all the way up to get him, and then he's not even on your football team just a couple years later, and then Mr. Irrelevant's getting you to the Super Bowl. So that's why the NFL draft is a lot of fun because you can talk all you want, but at the end of the day, someone finds a gem amongst the rubble that everyone else is thinking it is.
That's it.
Another question for you guys.
Yeah.
So, what position do you think that we should focus on free agency? And another part two of the question is, which position you think we should focus on a draft?
Well, I think they go hand in hand because you have to know what we do in free agency, and then that kind of takes away from what we have to do in the draft. If we go out and get a couple
Correct.
offensive linemen or whatever, and then you say, okay, now we kind of shore up the offensive line or same, any position. If you go get a cornerback or a linebacker, then you're like, okay, now we got these needs. So now we don't know. So that's going to be a good answer, Tim, and we're going to know better how they act in free agency, where they're willing to spend their money there, and then Tim going to have a really better understanding what they need at draft. What's your take, Dolphin Don?
I think tight end is a free agent thing for me. Number one, because they're going to know the game a bit, and there's a couple available that are really intriguing. Like Dalton Schultz is going to be available. People have talked about the Buffalo kid, Knox, possibly being available. I don't know if he's going to make it out of Buffalo though. But there are some tight ends out there that. Let's see who else is out there. Troutman from the Broncos, Austin Hooper. So
Yeah, no, those are all good tight end. What you
yeah,
need,
Everett.
though, for sure we know, it seems like the Dolphins prioritize blocking in their tight end system. So there's going to have to be a guy that can block and receive to really be like Kittle of the 49ers. He blocks, but it's a great weapon out
He's
there
a,
when he's running routes. So, because they do. That's why Gesicki wasn't a fit to McDaniel's offense because he didn't do the blocking. Because they like a tight end to be versatile, so you don't line up. Because every time they knew, Gesicki in the game, you might as well have said, "Hey, we're going to pass guys." Let the other team know that you were going to pass the ball. So you need a tight end that can block and catch, and that's why I think it's one of the toughest positions in the NFL. Man, you got to be an offensive lineman one play and a receiver the next play. So and sometimes during the same play, you do a little chip block and then you chip out and run a route. So it's not easy to. That's why I think there's a big learning curve on the tight end in the NFL.
we just need to
Yeah.
get a dog. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
In my opinion, I think we missed that tight end window. I think the tight end window was last year. The only good tight end coming out this draft is Brock Bryers, and I don't think he'll be sitting there when we do draft. It's gonna cost too much to trade up. We got bigger holes in our team.
Yep.
Like you said, there are some good tight ends coming out this year free agency, but next year, bro, Kyle Pitts. Man, if we could just hold on one more year, I would just hold off and get Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
I don't know. He
Yes.
hasn't lived up to everyone wanted him way up there, and he hasn't done, I guess, what everyone thought he would do. But yeah, he's really a good player. So
He just went to a bad situation, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
coach that
Diggins
didn't.
finished this. I stand corrected. He says he's not coming off Tua. He just likes Deegan Daniels or another quarterback to create competition for him. So that makes sense. That makes more sense. But again, then I don't know about a first round pick just to create competition. You really need so many needs. That's the thing, man. It's just I find there's so many needs on this. I know Buffalo. Michael K says the Bills aren't getting rid of Knox. So there you go. Of course, I knew you would get his attention on that take. I don't know, Bills fan, they have to do a lot of maneuvering to get under the cap too. So they got a lot of decisions to make out up there in Western New York. They got a lot of stuff to do. So let's see. Sorry, it's my kids' school's calling. It's just a general whatever, so it's not the emergency one. So I'm canceling. They call it. I don't know if you guys have kids in school. They call for everything under the sun.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
They call for everything under the sun here, at least in Broward County. So, but anyway, getting back to football, Holland, I would trade now at his highest value. He's going to be bet on himself like Wilkins. That's what Lo-Fi said. So keep it that. I don't have to say the whole tongue twister name all at once. But Lo-Fi said, and you had said something about that. I think it was you, Tim, right? About trading.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Either
Well, not really trading them, signing them, or make a decision on them now before it's too late.
right. I agree, and that's kind of what I guess Lo-Fi is saying. Either trade him down if you're not going to sign him long term, or wait until free agency, or sign him. You know,
The biggest player that we can get the most from is Jalen Waddle. I mean, I don't want to trade him now. I don't want to trade him. But if we do trade him, this is the year to trade him because, like I said earlier, this is a wide receiver heavy draft.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that we're gonna find another Jalen Waddle, but man, if we trade him, it got to be this year right here.
Yeah, Scotty comes in. Come on, trade Holland. So he's not for trade. So that just shows. But at least they're keeping it super cool and friendly there in the chat room, which I appreciate, guys. Thank you. But so they're saying that's not, and that's Scotty says that's not how you build a team by trading away your current good players. And that's what you more or less said, Tim. You're like, you want him signed long term, get it out of the way now. And maybe that's
or trade him. Or trade him.
Or
Oh,
trade
like,
him, because that's how New England did it, man, for so many years.
Let's see. I don't know what names. Not into any of those names. None. I don't know what.
But
who they're
they
all talking about.
they got off of Vrabel. I mean, there's how many players did they get?
Oh no, New England. That's how they ran it when they were winning. Of course, they had Tom Brady. Just let's not forget it. Just like Kansas City now has Patrick Mahomes. It's a lot easier. You're sitting in the position of power, good head coach, quarterback combination. So it's a lot easier. We still don't know exactly what we have in Tua, and that's the scary thing going into his 5th year. He's shown flashes of being really good. I mean, he led the league in passing. So you're not crappy if you lead the league in passing. But yes, in the games that mattered, he didn't show up, unfortunately, in the light that we wanted him to show up and didn't get us to those victories. So I understand the worrisome about Tua moving forward. But like you said, Tim, it's just he had his moments. They're probably going to pay him. Social media around Dolphins world is going to blow up the minute he gets his contract extension. And it's going to be really interesting to see the true numbers, what the guarantees are, when you can get out without a lot of dead money out of the contract. If there's like options to be able to trade him easily enough within a couple years to get out of no dead, not the big dead money hit. It's going to be the wording of the contract because you can give him big money, free up money for this year. As long as you word it where you can get out of it without a lot of dead money after a couple years, then maybe. But he hasn't lived up to that. Him and me as the most Dolphin fan and try to be everything in aqua and orange glasses, he's not lived up to a Patrick Mahomes status. But I know then you can say, well, Daniel Jones got the money and Justin Herbert got the money. But, it's just, to me, he hasn't gotten to where that status, like where Joe Burrow got. Well, everyone in that draft basically has been paid. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been paid other than Tua. So
besides Jordan Love.
What's that? Oh, yeah,
Besides
not Jordan
Love.
Love yet. You're right. But he's probably going to be paid this offseason. Well, I guess they got him on the 5th-year option as well, right? And then
No, I don't think they pick it up yet.
Oh, then it's too late then. All right. So he hit free, but they'll franchise tag him or whatever then, and they're not going to let him walk. So I don't know what their status. I'm not going to pretend to know. I would need one of the Green Bay fans that's I talk to from time to time on here to pop into the room
Well, Tua's
I
a
don't
different
know.
dude. Yeah, Tua's a different dude, man. We don't have like if you got a good line, he's proven to be a great quarterback, man. I mean, the other quarterbacks don't need it as much because they're a lot more mobile than he is. So that's where the hip injury comes into play. But
Yeah,
is he that much better of a quarterback than the other guys with a good line? I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. I mean, well, Hurts is going to be missing Kelsey this year, so that'll be interesting.
We'll see how he does. I mean,
Yeah,
but Hurts has been to a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Love won a playoff game. I mean, it was his first year starting. They went in there and shocked the Cowboys, and we did not win with Tua. So that's like where the worst is. I forgot about Love, though. Oh, he's almost like the forgotten name. But you're right, Tim. He has
yep.
not been
And
paid yet.
to add on what you were saying earlier, Dolphin Thirsty, Tua is not the only one that didn't perform when we needed him. Tariq, I can think of at least 2 or 3 games where Tariq let us down.
Yeah,
Kristen Wilkins. I mean, I love Kristen Wilkins, but Kristen Wilkins let us down. And I forgot who made this point. I think it was Reason, Neil. I can't remember who said this, but after they said, I was like, that makes so much sense. And basically, I can't repeat it word for word, but basically, in so many words, they said that Wilkins' personality could be no quarterbacks really take him serious like that because of the personality. We need somebody that bullets attitude. Because Kristen Wilkins, he's a jokester. You can't take a
Yeah,
jokester serious.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, you can't. He is definitely a jokester. And yes, Justin, we know he's a free agent. We touched on that, and you can't trade him unless you tag him. But then you
Gotcha.
have to hold that money up for a while. But anyway, guys, it's almost the end of the show here. So any final thoughts from you, Dolphin John, and then I let Timothy close it out.
Well, I'll tell you who ain't a jokester is Ndam Kong Su.
Yeah, I know. Hey, they brought him in for a look, but I think he's just yeah, I think he's just I don't know why he even bothered coming in for a look. Maybe it was just in case someone got injured or whatever, I guess, at that position. Who
I know,
knows?
I know,
I
I
know
know.
he did come in. The Dolphins, I can't laugh you off the screen because the man did come in for a look see this late in the season when people, at the stretch run there. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they talked a little contract down the line to see if he would be willing to play. So you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of hope because one cat that I do know that can make trades is Chris Greer. So I feel like possibly we're going to trade down. I just hope we stay away from the Igbinoghenies of the world.
Yeah, that's the thing about Chris Greer. He knows how to get the draft picks, but does he know how to use the draft picks? So that's the big thing with him. And like I say, I'm giving him this year. Of course, we all are because Ross is giving him this year. And if he gives him next year, we have to give him next year. But he just hasn't won me over as far as like just the guy that you just feel confident is going to build a playoff winning, consistent team year in and year out. Like the guy Lynch out in San Francisco. Like him or hate him, he always builds a consistent winner. Did they get over the top to win the Super Bowl? No, but they're still good. I mean, I would love to be in a couple recent Super Bowls, and even if you fall on the short side, at least you're right there. We can't even win a playoff game. So it's just until you get that right guy that just knows how to put a roster together.
But we almost there. We almost there. We almost there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it looked bad right now. I know we got like 27 free agents with a bunch of holes on our team, but we almost there. It's not that bad like it appears.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, I just want to say fins up to you guys, all my
Yeah.
brothers out here and sisters, and we'll catch you on the next one, man.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Tim, Don, thank you so much for coming in here. And all you guys,
Thanks for having me.
I'm not going to name you all because it's way too many of you to name. You guys all rock. You know who you are. You come in here almost every single day. I love it. And we are getting Timothy, maybe like you say, I like you. You're optimistic. You bring me back up to being a little more optimistic because I can't this off season. I'm just kind of down on the team. But hey, we are not that far, hopefully. So we will see. Thank you, Tim. Fins up to you guys.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, have a good one.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Later, guys. Dolphins number
Fins
one.
up.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. on the field or in the game. Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.